all of us are created in the image of God.
So don't lean on your own understanding of what the world tells you need to be, what it tells you need to look like. It says, in all your ways, walk with me, and I'll make your path straight.
When people are ugly, as far as the Bible is concerned, it has nothing to do with their aesthetic. It's the fruit that you bear that makes you beautiful or not.
They put their entire self-worth into what their hair looks like, if their nails are done. They'll put their entire identity into that.
Men have to take some responsibility for this beauty standard, images and clicks and watching videos or paying for services. Men are setting the tone of the industry. Something has to be done about it. The mental health of young men and women have just absolutely tanked over the last 20 years. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler.
Merry Chrysler. It seems like we just decorated our podcast with these fine decorations, and we're going to have to take them down now.
Yeah.
I think we could leave them up all year, but I want to share with the chat my favorite Christmas present that maybe I've ever gotten.
Actually?
All right,
Yeah. Wow.
You guys know Keenan has a hard time opening up and sharing his emotions on any kind of a deep level. And I know in my heart of hearts that Keenan loves me, but he has a hard time expressing that. But I want to show you what he got me for Christmas. Right there on the front. Can you see it on the camera, Cassie? Right here on the front, it says, Keenan's best friend. Now, this is on the internet forever, so this is kind of a contract, which comes with some expectations that we'll discuss later. And on the back, they have this image of me and Keenan, and I am eating steak, of course, and Keenan is throwing 450 pounds over his head. And I think I'm going to wear this it's probably going to be 120 degrees in July, and I'm going to wear this thing, man. I love it. And then also we have our ugly Christmas sweater. Let me show you, because we're talking about beauty today. Can you see that? But Special K on the naughty list, ugly Christmas sweater, which is really not true because you're a beautiful man.
Yeah.
And so, but I had your wife send me the ugliest picture that she could, and she sent me options. And this one was the best.
I'm glad you gave him a picture that had a mustache, though.
I absolutely love this.
Now it's accurate.
I love this thing, and it's Carhartt. I mean, it's quality. It gets me a little emotional.
Get you a little emotional?
No, I love it, man. I do. I'm going to sleep in it tonight.
Are you going to send us a
I'm not
selfie?
joking.
Yeah.
Send a selfie. You're going to be there.
Oh.
We're having a sleepover tonight for Christmas.
Part of that contract that you'll discuss
We're going to play
later.
video games and eat gas station snacks.
Yeah.
It's like it was, the 90s.
What are we going to do? Eat chomps? That's the only gas station. That's the only gas station.
They don't
snacks
sell
we can
chomps at
eat.
the gas station. I have to settle for a Slim Jim when you're in a pinch.
Yeah, that's true.
Your turn, buddy.
My turn? All right. I'm excited.
Hold on. I'm dying of thirst, man, and I've been waiting to do this. Cassie took forever to get set up. Merry Christmas.
Are you gonna show yours? You should show yours as well.
She's gonna show hers.
Okay.
Even if she has to put a picture up in post.
Okay, so this is mine. I got this sick battle axe because this is the Axe and Fire podcast. It's got this nice Norse carvings in it. I don't know what they mean, so we'll have to chat GPT that later. And yeah,
Unsheath that thing.
should I? Should we right now?
No, that thing's real.
Yeah, this is a solid.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is a solid, probably
It
like
is
35-pound axe. Like this is all there.
It will hurt you.
Yeah. Thing.
Please
That
don't
thing
drop.
was
So scared. That thing would go right through my shin bone.
Yeah.
Please don't let go of that.
This will straight up cut your arm off.
I would honestly be more comfortable if you had a firearm in your hand.
Just, oh no.
Just you stumble that, somebody's getting sent to the emergency room.
Yeah.
No, zombie apocalypse, man.
Oh yeah.
That's
for sure.
go-to.
Yeah, for sure. This
Yeah,
will go
you never
straight
run out of
through
ammo.
Anything. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, this is it. Probably the coolest weapon I've ever received for sure. It's
Merry
definitely
Christmas,
definitely one of a kind. I love it. Thanks,
Well,
buddy.
I love you.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I
And
love you too.
Cassie also got a Christmas present. She'll show you right now. And it's not as cool as our gifts, but it is true, and it's meant from the heart that she is the best editor ever.
It's not as cool as ours.
The fact that Cassie can take us goofballs,
yeah,
and like turn it into something that may have a little value to it is a miracle. Like, she's a miracle worker.
that's fair.
If she could just make me look skinnier or prettier,
Yeah,
or anything like that, that would be helpful.
we could probably just like throw a filter on. You know, can you throw a filter on?
Throw a filter on. We could do. What do they call those guys that?
Beautiful just the way he is.
Maybe
it's Maybelline.
we need to do a podcast like, you know, those YouTubers. I forget what they call them, but it doesn't actually show them. It's like an anime character.
Oh
in
yeah,
their stead.
I know what you're talking
Like,
about.
I could be like a cat.
Welcome to the Axe and Fire podcast. I'm your host, Wade, the cat.
We're talking about beauty today, and it's, for me, it's like the most beautiful time of year, man. All the Christmas lights up, you know, this beautiful set we've got. Some people don't like it, but I like pretty things. Beauty is such a hot topic, man, and I don't think it should be as emotional as it is, but our culture puts such a high value on aesthetics, and it causes so many problems with people. I just kind of wanted to talk about what is beautiful and what isn't in our society. We have this standard that seems to shift all the time. For a while, over the last 10 years, big was beautiful, and fat shaming became a thing, and you're not supposed to fat shame, and no matter how big you are, you're still aesthetically pleasing. But you know, if you compared your wife to a really big girl that was a celebrity, she'd be upset about it, even though most people would say, you know, oh yeah, she's beautiful. And they have people like Lizzo and stuff like that they elevate. Now there's kind of this pendulum swing that's is equally, if not more, unhealthy. Is now we're going back to the skin wrapped over bones aesthetic, the eating disorder on the other end of the spectrum, kind of a thing. And how do you see the beauty standards? You work with a lot of young women, and I see it in adult women as well. How do you see it affecting these young girls, these beauty standards that they run across on Instagram, and kind of how they view themselves? What kind of impact does it have on their own self-worth, psychology, things like that?
Really, what I've noticed is that it has too much. It has too much of an impact, and that's the truth of the matter. Is because you'll have these teenage girls that they put their entire self-worth into what their hair looks like, if their nails are done, the makeup that they're using, even the brand of makeup or the brand of clothes they're wearing. Like, they'll put their entire identity into that, and that's just now who they are. You know, there's some of them that they have absolutely no hobbies other than shopping, and okay, that's fine, but when that becomes your entire identity, like, that's just who you are as a person, you just shop and wear a lot of makeup, like, I don't know. I think you've missed the mark on the value that God has put into you. And I think a lot of times, you know, of course, you know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, you know, because, you know, like you said, you've got people on both ends of the spectrum that can claim to be beautiful, and people are going to think they're beautiful. Or what we've done is we've put so much influence, and I think a lot of that comes from social media, you know. All these kids are spending too much time on TikTok, too much time on Instagram, too much time following around these influencers, like, sorry, but like the Kardashians, you know, Mama Kardashian's 70 years old and she looks like she's 27, right? Like, she's had a lot of stuff done, and
She had a little work done.
Yeah, had a little work done, and they own all these makeup companies and, you know, all this stuff. And so
Yeah, it
we've
creates
got
a standard that is not naturally obtainable
Yeah.
as a human with all of the filters and the makeup and the surgeries and the nipping and the tucking and the sucking, and they take in and even after all that, they put them on there, and then they've got an editor like Cassie, which she never does for me for some reason, like taking the love handles a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe you can take a picture of me and throw it up on screen that is enhanced to where I look like Keenan as far as my body fat percentage. But I think people look at this, and even guys look at this.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And they think, oh, well, this is what beautiful is.
Yeah.
And then they look at their wife or their girlfriend, and they're like, well, she's not that.
Yeah.
And even if she is that, she's not going to be that for long, right?
Yeah.
Because age happens to everybody, right? Or disease, or some kind of trauma, car accident. Beauty is fleeting, no matter what standard it is. It's going, because you're going to change. You're never going to be as young as you are right now on this podcast. Tomorrow, you're going to be older. And it just, you're inevitably getting pushed towards that cliff of death, and time comes for all of us. But when you hit your self-worth, like these young women you're talking about are doing to this standard, man, it's just impossible. It's impossible to love yourself.
Yeah. And it really is, because that, I mean, it's so unfortunate, because just in this town, like just in Gainesville, at least as of 3 or 4 years ago, it may be a little less now, or it may be more, but there was at least 12 estheticians in Gainesville that like had their own shops in Gainesville just a matter of like 4 or 5 years ago. So everybody's doing tattooed eyebrows, they're doing lip injections, they're doing, all of these things. Just they're doing that. Yeah. But they're all doing these things, and truth be told, it don't even look good. But that's what the beauty industry tells you looks good. And so now you're trying to conform to what they're telling you is beautiful, and now you're putting your whole identity into it. You're putting,
the billions of
money
dollars
into
that
it,
go
yeah.
in to say this is what's trendy, or this is what's beautiful. These are the shoes you should buy. And if they can create that kind of psychology, that need inside of you, and say, well, you can have this for a price. And that's how they end up owning people. That's they make money off of making you insecure about who you are and what you look like, and selling you the solution to a problem that they created. And it's terrible. And the world is full of ugly women, but not for, I'm not talking about hairy-legged bridge trolls, all right? That's what people, when you say ugly women, all of us are created in the image of God. And no matter how old you are, what shape you are beautiful. And when people are ugly, as far as the Bible is concerned, it has nothing to do with their aesthetic. And when I say the world is full of ugly women, it's because of they're more of a personality and attitude, just like it's full of ugly men. It's the fruit that you bear that makes you beautiful or not. And I think aesthetically, I'm pretty awful. I grow a beard not to look better, but to look less bad. All right? I'm hiding a lot of ugly under my beard, right? But what makes me beautiful to my wife, to my kids, to my best friend Keenan, is more of the fruit that I'm bearing. It's that internal beauty that it finds its way out into the world with the things that I do for other people, the service I have for my neighbor, the love that I have for my children, those kinds of things. The fruit you bear as a Christian is what makes you more or less beautiful. And if we could think in terms of beauty like that, and we could decide what is ugly and what is beautiful based on who someone is and what fruit they're producing, it would be a much healthier world. But there's this aesthetic, it means nothing.
Yeah.
it only means something when you're trying to find a mate. Yeah, you need to be attracted to your mate, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And that changes with everybody. I think my wife is the hottest woman in the world. You think your wife is, and we're going to disagree on that. And
no, my wife is.
You're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Look right here. My screensaver. Look at this lady, dude. My goodness, that's my wife. That thing married me, a wrinkly old Shrek, right? That's absurd, right? And for some reason, she thinks I'm cute. She's not right in the head, right? But that goes to show you that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It is. What I find attractive may not be what you find attractive. I know you think I'm beautiful. I don't think I'm beautiful. I think you're amazing and lovely, and your jawline is very attractive, and your eyes, especially when you look at me like that, makes my liver quiver a little, But it's just such a human-created trauma. Absolutely. When we take this beauty standard and what it's become is beauty is something that America wants to sell. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of like giving everybody a sickness and creating this pandemic and offering them the cure. Mm-hmm. And if you just buy this cream or this makeup or these clothes or have this surgery, then you'll be cured of your ugliness. Mm-hmm. And the cure for ugliness is Jesus, is love, is service. Mm-hmm. How do you get young girls that are following this standard, and even young men whose minds are being manipulated? Because dudes do it too. We just do it differently.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
How do you get them to switch to mature in their faith enough where internal beauty becomes the priority?
I think a lot of it comes from they've got to come to the realization that they are worthy. They've got value. They have meaning. They have purpose. And so when we begin studies through that, of course, we go through the first chapter of Ephesians, where it talks about, before the creation of the world, God already had you in mind. Like before he laid the foundation of the world, he already had you on his mind. He was already thinking about you. He already had this purpose for you. He already had, this will for you, this plan for your life. We go over to look at Proverbs chapter 3, where it says, don't lean on your own understanding. So don't lean on your own understanding of what the world tells you need to be, what it tells you need to look like, what it tells you need to dress like. It says, in all your ways, walk with me, and I'll make your path straight. And so a lot of it is just we've got to really break down those barriers of where your value is. And once we can establish that your value doesn't matter as far as what your friends think, what your friends are telling you, what social media is telling you, and we can establish that your value comes because of Jesus, because he gave you purpose, he gave you meaning, he's made you in his image, like we said. From there, we can go on and we can establish what it is, where your value, what your value leads to, which is what we just talked about. Service. It's love. It's spreading the gospel. It's being a Christian. And so for me, a lot of it is we've got to sit down and we've got to come to the truth, come to the realization that, you can put 10 pounds of makeup on, but that doesn't mean anything. Where that would just, as I was talking, it led me over to Revelation, where he's talking to the church in Laodicea, where he says, you say that you're fine and you've acquired a lot, but you're actually wretched, pitiful, poor, blind, and naked. And so, I think so many times we do that as well. We'll like, we're so well off. I have the money that I can spend all this money on clothes, on surgeries, getting my lips done, on really good makeup, all these things. But the whole warning to Laodicea was, dude, hats off to you. Congratulations. So happy for you, but it doesn't mean anything. Like, you still need me. No one comes to the Father except through me. So good for you. You can do your makeup good. Like, nice. Means nothing.
Maybe speak some to like how men can do better though, because there's a whole other side of that. It's not just women trying to impress women or women being influenced by all the famous influencers who have a lot of money now, or the Kardashians. Like, you start talking to a guy, you go look at his Instagram followers. Who is he following? Girls that look like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're immediately like, that sucks. I don't look like that, or whatever. And so there's a whole other side of it that comes from, like, you're sitting there saying, oh, it doesn't even look good. Why are you putting on 10 pounds of makeup? Because that's what we're kind of being told and shown that men want. So there's that whole other side of it too. So, like, how can men do better in that space?
Yeah, that's a great point, because, you know, men are pretty simple. You know, and we say, like, you know, a girl in a messy bun in her sweatpants laying around the house is hot, you know, and so we don't need all the makeup and stuff. But when you really do think about it, that's not who they're following on Instagram. That's not their search history. When you dive into what men are consuming, which we've talked about before on the podcast, even that is so broadly different among men. There was an individual decades ago that I was working with, and he had a porn problem, and his wife was very thin and in shape, was a runner, and he was looking at obese women, and she was like, how do I compete with that? What am I supposed to do to catch his attention, to be like that? And that's the thing that has destroyed a lot of marriages, is people having standards or kinks or desires for whatever they don't have, essentially. And so no matter what you do, no matter how beautiful your wife is, a lot of guys will eventually look for someone who's just not her, or that looks different. And that creates an impossible standard for women.
I think what that comes down to is pick your men better. You know what I mean? And that's not a shot at women, but, you know, pick your men a little bit better. You know, like we talk about, the whole idea of this podcast is Matthew 3:10. If you're not bearing fruit, and as a Christian man, you're going to bear fruit. Like, you will be known, or it will be known that you are a Christian. You will see the fruit and things like that. And so when women are looking for men, look for men that are bearing fruit. Don't look for the guy who, you know, you see his search history and it's all these crazy things, or it's these women that look a certain way, or things like that. You know, if that's what's going on, well then, like, go on to the next.
Yeah. Or it's a beautiful tree. I don't see any fruit on it, but it looks like it could bear fruit.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah, don't do that either.
A lot of women will marry what they perceive the man's potential is.
Mm-hmm.
But women, in my experience, and this is probably going to upset some folks, but we're not cutting this out.
Oh, this is going to
be the
people
who are the hardest on women are who?
Women.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said, like, for men, I am more interested in impressing other men than I am women. And that's not just because I'm married. That's always been since we were teenagers. I would much rather have a guy go, dude, you're looking buff, you know?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny because I've, like, dated a couple, like, pretty toxic women, and not this one. This one's my wife. This one's good. But the ones that are exes, you know?
I want to talk about your exes in front of your wife so bad. Let's do this.
But what I would, like, go to the gym or something, or like be in the mirror, you know, flexing up, taking some pump pics, you know, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, blah blah blah." Like you're just trying to get girls' attention, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm trying to show off for that dude over there and let him know that I'm stronger than he is. Like it's all for the dudes.
Yeah, and it's kind of comes almost from the same place, you know, that men are kind of in a silent competition with each other, and as you get older, that kind of fades. But as a young man, you're kind of in competition. Even your best friends, you're kind of in a competition with them. I didn't want to lose at anything, whether it was lifting weights or shooting guns or whatever it was. Everything was always a competition to try to be better than your buddies.
Yeah.
But that generally doesn't become toxic with men. Like, but you see with women in this competition that they have with each other. And there's more of emotion and more relationships get damaged with it. And women are very hard on each other. But men have to take some responsibility for this beauty standard, because when we're talking about images and clicks and watching videos or paying for services and things like that, men are setting the tone of the industry, and women become subject to that.
Yeah.
And the damage that we have caused, and we're continuing to cause with these generations that are coming up behind us, is something has to be done about it, because the mental health of young men and women have just absolutely tanked over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Their self-worth is tanked. You've sat down with these girls, and I've asked them the question, what makes you beautiful? Outside of makeup and your aesthetic, what makes you beautiful? And it's almost like I'm asking them to speak a different language. Like, what do you mean? Like, what else is there? And I think dads have not did a great job of imprinting what beauty is on their daughters and on their sons.
Especially on their sons.
Yeah. And
I think that's one of the biggest problems is that we live in a culture right now that I've got the world right here. And so we have this illusion that, you know, we have options. We can upgrade. We can, you know, we don't like it. We can trade it in. We've got like a hookup culture. We've got dating culture, and we don't like it. Okay, we'll get another one. We'll, you know, if the opportunity comes to do something better, well, I'm gonna go do something better. Well, you don't have options. like men, you don't have options. You need to cut that out.
You see that even in adults now, that they are only loyal to their best option.
Yeah.
And when you're no longer the best option, then you lose. Cassie, weigh in. We're talking about girls and women and beauty standards, and we're just a couple of bumpkin ugly dudes.
Or if we need to go back to that question you asked.
What's your opinion on the beauty standards and what it does and what the problem is and how to fix it?
I think you hit the nail on the head with like it needing to start in the home and needing to start with moms and dads and implementing what beauty really is into your mind, because I'm kind of split on the makeup, cosmetic surgeries or whatever. Like, I don't think if you get a nose job, that's the worst. Like, if that's going to change your life and your confidence, I'm like, whatever. Like, you know, you do you.
Yeah, that's the question. Like, why would that change your confidence?
Because you feel prettier.
Right. But why would you feel like you're prettier all of a sudden?
Because your nose
Who
is
decided
smaller.
that if your nose was shaped different, that it was more beautiful?
I
Or
understand.
you'd be more aesthetically pleasing.
I understand that it goes deeper than that. I'm just saying I can get behind the argument of, like, it's your body, it's your face, do whatever you want to an extent. But if a lot of the times, if you fix your nose, then you're going to want to fix your eyebrows. If you fix your eyebrows, you're going to want to fix your lips. If you fix your lips, you're going to want lipo. Like, you're always going to want something more because you're going to get used to your new nose. And then you're going to realize, oh my God, like, I need to fix this. Like, something else is, like, not perfect. So I think it's a slippery slope. But I think it's like anything, like within reason. I think you can. Some procedures are okay. I've never had any, but like if I turn 50 and I want to, I might. I guess.
What have you struggled with in your life with the standards of beauty that are out there?
My
How have you processed that?
My weight, my entire life.
Yeah.
I developed much earlier than my friends. Like, I mean, y'all are boys, so you won't get it, but I got my period much earlier than my friends. Everything just happened earlier. And I think when you are like that and you're in 6th grade and all this is happening, it sets you up for the rest of your life. Like, those are like those impressionable years, like when you're like figuring out who you are and how you're going to think about yourself and how you're going to process you versus everyone else. So yeah, I mean, I've struggled my entire life with wanting to be thinner, just wanting to look better, everything. I mean, it's really hard, but that's why I brought up the guys earlier, because I think when guys talk about this kind of thing, it's always like, why you always do that? Why you always wear so much makeup? And it's like, because that's what you want. Like, it's what you're looking at. It's what you're searching for. It's what you're following. It's who you're looking at when we're at a restaurant together. Like, we see that stuff, and that's why. And so I think it's annoying kind of when guys get on and talk about, I don't know why girls are always doing that. Like, well, ask anyone and they'll tell you that's why. So not that I'm annoyed with y'all. I'm not saying every man is toxically like that, but a lot are, I would say.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of a lot of makeup, but I can also see that I'm also not a fan of no makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some women that get really close to that standard of beauty that I even struggle with. You know, because I grew up in the world, right? And so that's in me as well. What I find attractive and what I don't, I can't honestly sit here and say that, well, I'm apart from that or I'm above that somehow. What do you think the fix is? If you could tell the men what they need to do better with their daughters, with their sons, with their wives, because this has become such a problem that people are killing themselves over it. Or they're going through these crazy surgeries that are risky even. People die every year getting cosmetic surgery to pursue this standard that is always shifting. What can we do? Give us some help.
Well, it's hard because it starts so much earlier than just like, do this better now and you'll be different. But I think it's in the little moments. I think it's like when your wife and kids are at your house and all the boys are over watching the football game, it's not commenting on that woman's appearance when the commercial comes on. It's not, I don't know, just saying little things. I think it's in like the little actions of how you carry yourself as a man. I think it's like if you're married, like ride or die for your wife. Talk about how beautiful your wife is in front of your kids. Talk about the right things and not the wrong things, I guess. I think that's something that a lot of kids don't see because a lot of kids' parents don't really like each other, but they're still together. They're still existing in the same home as roommates. But you're seeing like what your dad is looking at when you leave the house. You're seeing what kind of movies your mom wants to watch and what kind of romantic characters she's like, oh my God, like if a man would ever do that for me. Imagine if the dad was doing that for her.
Or who he glances at
at
when somebody walks by him in the restaurant or something like that.
It's the little things that everyone around you can pick up on. And it comes down to just like your character. And especially like if you're a man and you have sons, like that's going to be them. Like almost without question. They're going to pick up on those little things as a dad. I don't know if that answers your question. It's just such a big question.
It's just sobering to think of how much damage that you do and you don't even know it as a father. And I've always tried to elevate my daughters and my son and talk to them about, you know, they're beautiful inside and out. I think if I just told my daughters, well, you're beautiful on the inside all the time, that might crush them as well.
Yeah.
And so it's,
there'd be no confidence.
Cassie, I want you to give me a hot take here. Should parents enroll their young daughters in beauty pageants?
No. I don't know if that's a hot take or a normal take, but honestly, any of those things, whether it's a pageant, whether it's something like ballet, cheer, there's
you're in trouble now.
Those kinds of things like gymnastics, ballet, cheer, whatever, they're so hyper fixated on your body, like ballet and like your lines, like being clean and perfect and you having the right neck. And like I worked for a ballet dancewear company, my first job out of college, and like every girl is anorexic. And it's that didn't just happen. That's because they were told at some point, you're too big, too tall, whatever. And so I think
they got that message from somewhere.
They got that message from somewhere when they were really little. And oftentimes you don't get that kind of thing in sports because it's like, be bigger, be stronger. But there is definitely that avenue of those things that are very, even theater, like any kind of dance, because you have to be hyper aware of your movement and your size. And
I think so. You say no?
I don't say absolute no. I say you got to be super careful with it though if you have a kid in that stuff.
I think you brought it home for me, like, and I wasn't expecting to kind of go this way with the podcast tonight, but you said, they got that message from somewhere. Yeah. And I think that's what has to change is the messages that we send out as people, that women send out for men, that men send out for women, that fathers for daughters and sons and mothers for sons and things like that. And even with young people, when they're dating and they're communicating with other, what messages are they sending to each other is kind of dictating this taking these messages and making this amalgamation that creates this standard that is constantly moving. And because that's really, what these big industries, these multi-billion-dollar companies are doing is messaging, telling you what is good and what isn't. You should be taller. Now it's, I don't date a guy that's not at least 6 feet tall. And I'm like, and if you look at the amount of guys that are in shape, over 6 feet tall, that make a certain amount of money, because this is what the messaging is. 80% of the women are looking for about 3% of the men. And that's the standard. And it's created all kinds of issues, and I think it plays into why the marriage rates are on a decline.
Oh, for sure, because when you've got 3% of the men looking at 80% of the women, they're going to do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to be men bearing fruit. They're going to be men being not good guys. Like they're gonna, you know what I mean? And so now we've got 80% of the women being taken advantage of, being ran through the dirt, being treated however they're being treated. And now you've got the rest of the 97% of men who not all are good guys, but the ones that are good guys, now they're dealing with women that have been drugged through everything that now have their own issues to deal with. Just because society said, hey, this is what you should be doing, and it trashes everything.
I don't know. It just makes me sad. This podcast is making me sad.
Me too.
Oh, did you get emotional?
The best that we can do is pursue Christ and pursue spiritual and internal beauty. And there's nothing inherently sinful about, working on your aesthetic. But that just needs to be dethroned in your mind and your psychology and your self-worth as how you define yourself and how you feel about yourself.
And men, pursue your wife. Pursue your wife like crazy.
I love my wife.
Not as much as I love my wife, though.
I love my wife way more.
No, you don't.
Dude, you've been married for 30 seconds. We've been married for 26 and a half years.
Yeah, but we got married
just by the
after
amount
like a month of knowing each other.
I've had 26 years of loving my wife, which is stacked up into a much bigger pile.
Yeah, but mine burns much more intensely, which is why we got married in a month.
2.5 months.
We
for
were
me.
engaged. We were engaged in like 2 months.
2.5 months from the day we met. We were sitting in Jamaica on our honeymoon. So, checkmate. All right, our beautiful listeners, all 9 of you. Like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell so you get notifications. And don't forget, Merry Christmas. Love God. Love your neighbor. And especially today, love yourself. See you in the next one.
I feel like I need to address this. If you're one of our watchers and you broke into our podcast studio and stole my cup, I'm coming for you.
With his new executioner's axe.
With my new axe.
Bring
that
my
I
cup
just
back.
Bring my cup back. You sucker.
He definitely just lost it. He'll find it tonight. He'll be fine.
He's so angry.
He's so
I am.
mad.
I'm so mad about it.
We're done
I
with the
literally,
podcast
I
and he's
literally
still thinking
texted
about
our
it.
elders because I thought one of them maybe have taken it. They didn't, but I had to make
Who
sure.
was in this room?
What's one habit that instantly makes a person less attractive, no matter how good looking they are?
Smoking. Yeah, I can't do it.
Smoking or vaping?
Yeah,
Smoking
or-
a certain thing?
All of it.
All
Yeah,
smoking.
and all smoking and vaping, especially vaping though, because when you vape, you get horrendous dry mouth breath, and it's like sends your eyebrows off bad. So
Gross.
like I've like been in like conversation with people, and I'll be like, whoa, like yeah, you vape, like because your breath is rancid. So vaping, stop. If you're vaping, stop. It's bad for you anyway. If you're smoking, stop. But yeah, that makes you less attractive to me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about you, Wade?
High roading.
High roading.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know.
Like taking the high road, like
Yeah,
not.
like someone riding in the truck with you, and you get in a little bit of road rage, and you're like, "This dirtbag," and they're like, "It's not polite to call people dirtbags. Jesus wouldn't." You know, that kind of thing.
Yes.
People that
Yes.
it's kind of that holier than thou attitude where they've made their whole personality about being and they're quick to clutch their pearls and stuff like that. People who high road other people, and I'm not talking about addressing sin and stuff like that, but there's some people out there that you just don't want to be around because they're always going to find something that you're doing that doesn't live up to this imaginary standard that they have for you.
Yeah.
I think high roaders are ugly people.
Yeah, that's gross.
Both spiritually and physically.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, laugh at a joke, okay? It's just wild to me how uptight people can become. And I think they believe in a God who has no sense of humor, even though God created the very idea of humor.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything has to be appropriate and decency and order. You can't laugh. You can't bust your friend's chops. It's that constant need to high road, and
Yeah.
they can just suck the life out of a room where people are laughing and having a good time.
Yeah.
And it just that makes me sick.
Yeah. It makes me uncomfortable because I don't know how to navigate around you. Like I don't know how to act around you.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I either have to be like on best behavior, or I have to really watch what I'm saying, or I just
Yeah.
like I don't know. It makes me stiff and uncomfortable. I just don't want to
Yeah.
hang out with you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've had people high road me on all kinds of things on my aesthetic, like beards and stuff like that. There's a lot of people in church don't think ministers should have beards,
Oh really?
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or a minister should wear a tie. All those are kind of different mediums of high roading somebody that they're not living up to some standard.
Mm-hmm.
Just on topic with what we're talking about. Chronic high roaders need to be throat punched.